Hello and welcome to the STOMP Troopers Parent Orientation. I will be briefly going over our schedule, our workshop goals, and what you can expect throughout the sessions and on parade night. I'm mindful of the time, so I'll try to move through quickly. Please feel free to contact me with any questions. If you've signed on, you're probably very aware of our goals and on board with them already. But very briefly, our purpose is not just to provide recreation, but to also connect our participants to the larger fabric of the New Orleans cultural community, get them to enjoy parades, festivals, and start participating in those things more. We want to help them develop connections to peers and hopefully form friendships that will continue outside of groups, give them a chance to express themselves, and let them just have fun. Before each session, please remember to pack a snack and drink for our break time, and dress your child in clothing that can get messed up. We'll be using permanent markers, paint, and accidents happen. Please feel free to pack toys and fidgets for our break times, but only if you know that they won't provide a distraction for your child when we're trying to do work. I'll defer to you since you know your child best. I do ask that you leave electronics at home, however, even if your child is great with putting them away when they need to. Simply because if the group is socializing or relaxing during break time and someone takes out a screen, everyone's going to crowd around that, and we've found that it sometimes puts a stop to conversations. So we ask that you use them before and after sessions or just leave them at home altogether. Now, if you participated last year, you might have a costume left over that's in kind of rough shape or an old instrument. Please feel free to send those on the first day, and we will repurpose them to be part of this year's floats. Most of our sessions will be taking place on the Tulane campus in the Boggs Engineering Building in room 104. You can plug Engineering Road into your GPS and it'll take you right there. There's actually no street number because it's a very short street with just two little buildings on it. Our sessions will start at 10:30 a.m. each week. Please walk your child in and be ready to start at 10:30. Now we'll be having a team meeting beforehand, so please stay with your child until we're ready to get started. You'll have a space to wait in room 105, adjacent to our classroom, or in the lobby of the building if your child is going to want more room to roam around while they wait. Please remember to sign your child in and out on the clipboard each day. Your child should also make and wear a name tag sticker each day. Even if they know everyone else's name, everyone may not know their name, even by the last session. Please plan to pick up your child at 12 o'clock sharp. We'll be running a post-session supervision group for our volunteers right afterwards, so we ask you to arrive on time. If you know in advance that your child will be absent or late, please let me know. I'll reassign your child's buddy to someone else and also make sure that they don't fall behind in the projects. So each day we'll be starting with a guided conversation or icebreaker just to get the social ball rolling. The group will watch an instructional slideshow and maybe some video tutorials on the craft for the day. We'll have some time for a break where they can use the bathroom, have a snack, do some games and socialize. Then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of our creative work, whether that's sewing, 3D printing, drumming, or rehearsing. They'll be responsible for their own cleanup, since that's a great skill to have, right? Cleaning up after yourself. And then we'll always end with a review and check back where they can say what they liked and didn't like. I can give them a review of what's coming next week, and we'll wrap up for the day. Now this year we're instituting a buddy system. Each child will have a graduate student volunteer assigned specifically to them, or maybe them and one other child, as their personal assistant. We've trained these volunteers to support your child without interfering with their independence, to be an attentive guide on the side and only step in to support them when needed. They'll be forming a personal relationship and getting to know your child. And in order to facilitate that, We'll be sharing your child's application with the graduate student volunteer who's assigned to be their buddy in advance so that they can know their strengths, what works, what doesn't, what they like beforehand, and just get off on the right foot. Now, if you want to keep this information private, please just let me know and I would be happy to do so. Your buddy will be contacting your child in advance through your email with a meet and greet video. A brief introduction. Hi, my name is Kate. I like cats, pizza, so on and so on. Just so that they have a little bit of an introduction before meeting on the first day and feel like they've got a rapport right off the bat. I invite you to send a video back from your child in response, but that's absolutely not necessary. After each session, you'll be getting a feedback sheet from your child's buddy with a little snapshot of what they did in the workshop that day, any highlights or special moments, and your child's buddy will also be emailing you with some photos from that day's session of your child at work or play. I highly encourage you to share those pictures with your child, maybe at another point during the week, because it just keeps them connected to the workshops even when they're away from the STOMP Troopers, and reinforces anything that they did that was special during that time. Now, I believe everyone who's signed up for the workshops chose to sign our media release, which gives the organization permission to share your child's image, information about their abilities, and pictures of them at work in our PR, our grant applications, social media, and so on. But if you change your mind about that at any point, please contact me. We're very happy to respect your privacy. I'll be going over briefly what we'll be doing week by week, since we've got a couple of times we'll be off-site, and I want to be sure we're all on the same page as far as dates and locations. So session 1 will be December 2nd. We'll be doing an intro, a tour of the facilities, and starting our logos for doubloons. Now that's going to be in Boggs 104, but you can come to room 105 to wait before we get started. We'll be starting at 10:30 and running till 12, and that will be the same every week throughout the workshop. Session number 2 will be same place, same time. We'll be making our costumes. Now session 3 will be next door to Boggs in the maker space. So you'll see this I-beam sticking out very prominently right next to where you park in the back parking lot on Engineering Road. This is the engineering lab where we have access to a ton of great equipment like 3D printers and laser cutters, which will be used with plenty of facilitation in a very safe way to make our instruments. So on December 16th, please come straight to the makerspace at 10:30. Session number 4 will be our off-site session. It's going to be close to the holidays on December 23rd, and we'll be meeting at Castillo Blanco, which is the headquarters of the Chewbacca's parade crew. There, we'll be able to take a facilities tour and see all the great, weird, wacky sci-fi floats that we won't be able to see on parade night because we will be so busy marching. We will also be able to make really cool upcycled drum heads with a local band named Noisician Coalition and practice drumming with professionals from Preservation Hall. So on December 23rd, come to Castillo Blanco on St. Claude Avenue. The following week we'll be taking a holiday. December 30th, no Saturday workshop, and have a Happy New Year. The following week, January 6th, we'll be back at our usual space, Boggs 104, doing music again with Preservation Hall. Session number 6, same place, same time slot, and we'll be assembling our musical instruments into a mobile mini float, which will be pulled for us in the parade. We'll be building a marimba out of PVC pipes. Session 7 will be taking place on a Tuesday in the evening from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. back at Castillo Blanco. Now, the reason that we're doing this is so that we can simulate parade night, which is going to be dark, loud. We'll be moving rather than sitting still, and we want to give everyone a chance to experience it in advance. So on Tuesday, January 23rd, come to Castillo Blanco on St. Claude Avenue. Bring your costume, any instruments we've made up till that point, and we'll be dressing up, carrying our stuff, and actually parading around the block with a live brass band. That evening rehearsal will be taking the place of our Saturday workshop, so no Saturday workshop on January 27th. Take the week off and rest up because the following week is parade night. February 3rd will be parade night, and the parade rolls at 7 o'clock. The rest of the parade marchers will be lining up all day in a wacky sort of block party, but we don't want to participate in that. It's too chaotic, it's too much waiting around. Instead, we're going to have a relaxing, calming pre-party in a building about a couple of blocks away from the start of the parade. The New Orleans Healing Center, also on St. Claude Avenue. There are a couple of restaurants in the building, and we'll be renting out a couple of classrooms where we can enjoy pizza and relax from 5:30 till 7. Have a little low-key social time. You're welcome to bring electronics or books. And then right when the parade's ready to go, we'll zip downstairs and hop to the front of the line and get rolling at 7. We should be wrapping up by 10. We'll be taking a few weeks off for all the Mardi Gras parades to run their course. And then on February 17th, we'll be having a wrap party. It's not required attendance, but of course we'd love to see everyone there. And that will take place at the Music Box Village, which is a permanent musical architecture art installation a couple of blocks away from Castillo Blanco on North Rampart Street. So 10:30 to 12, our usual time slot. Show up in costume, encouraged at least, at the Music Box Village for our wrap party. So taking a closer look at parade night, you or another family member or assistant will be your child's dedicated escort and will be responsible for them throughout the parade. Siblings are welcome if they want to march as well. And I highly encourage you to wear a costume. You may feel silly wearing an alien costume, but you will feel more silly if you're not wearing one in this sci-fi parade, trust me. We'll have downtime beforehand, so please bring video games, snacks, whatever you want. We'll be providing some pizza and drinks as well. And we'll be providing noise-canceling headphones, but if your child has their own, I encourage you to bring those. This is the parade route, which, as you can see, is different than last year's if you participated before. In the past, it's gone from point A to point B, and this year it will be describing a loop starting and ending at the Art Garage on St. Claude Avenue. This year it's going to be just 2 miles long instead of 3, and we anticipate being done in less than 3 hours. A rickshaw, which you'll see on the right, we've repaired and we'll be decorating. That's going to be our little sensory escape pod, so that if your child becomes overstimulated or tired or bored during the parade, they've got a space they can sit and rest and take a little me time before jumping back in the march. I know I covered that very quickly, so please reach out to me if you have any questions. You can reach me at this Gmail address or text me at 914-844-5053. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday, December 2nd.